Hello everyone, my name is Michelle. I am the cruise gypsy here. For those of you who don't know me, welcome. Thank you for watching the channel. I do appreciate you and I hope that you consider subscribing. I live on cruise ships full time. I don't have a regular house that I maintain. I go from a cruise ship to cruise ship. I don't always travel with the same lines. I go on all kinds of different cruises all around the world. I'm not a travel agent, so I have nothing to sell. I have no biases here. So I aim on this channel to give you my opinion. It is my opinion. Yours may differ, of course, and you're always free to comment down below and let me know what you think about cruising. Now today I wanted to talk about suites. It's not often that I get to spend some cruising time in suites, but over the summertime in 2024 I did. I was able to be upgraded to a Sky Suite on Celebrity, and I also was upgraded to a Neptune suite on one of the newer Holland America ships. So I wanted to talk about the difference between them because it really is night and day. Now I want to talk about Celebrity first. Wow. If you're wanting to know if it's worth the extra, yes. Do the sums, do the maths, of course, or do the math, depending on where you are in the world, to find out if it works for you. But in the majority of cases, you'll pretty much find that the entry-level suites, the Sky Suites on Celebrity, not all ships have the benefits that I'm going to talk about here, but all of the benefits that I'm going to talk about here are on all of the Edge class. Now, which ships are those? They're the ones with the magic carpet. So we're talking about the Celebrity Edge, we're talking about the Apex, we're talking about the Beyond, the Ascent, and the soon-to-be Excel. On the older class ships, the Millennium and the Summit have the upgraded facilities, as does the Equinox and the Silhouette. Now in the summer I was on the Ascent and I was also on the Silhouette. Ascent had a better experience in terms of the value for money. All of the Edge class ships have these facilities and I'm going to talk about them now. Now, what's particular to the Edge class ships that other ones don't? Well, a lot of you know that on Edge class ships you don't always have an outside balcony. You have that window that slides down. It's called an infinite veranda, which makes the room appear larger, but also if you're looking for outdoor space, it's not the best, and a lot of people don't like those rooms. Now, you can have, of course, aft sunset view verandas that have an outside veranda. Those are worthwhile checking into, but if you book a suite, a Sky Suite or above, on any of the Edge class ships you will get a regular door that goes out. You can sit out there on your balcony. I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't have lounges out there because it is a 79 square foot veranda. It's quite large. You could fit lounges on there, but they only have 2 chairs and a small table, so that was slightly disappointing. But if you're after that traditional balcony, a Sky Suite is certainly probably worth it for a number of itineraries, unless you're going to be on a transatlantic or somewhere really cold, in which case the infinite veranda may suit you best. Really depends on the itinerary that you're doing. Now when it comes to other things that the Edge class has and other ones don't, it is the very large lounge space. On the smaller ships, the Millennium, Summit, Silhouette, and the Equinox, the lounge is the old Michael's Club, so it's quite small. Still comfortable, but not as big as on the Edge class ships, where you have quite a large dedicated space where you can get your free drinks, you can get free food there. They have a limited breakfast menu. In the afternoon they have a lovely afternoon tea with some scones, some jam and cream, and some other cakes, pastries, coffee, tea, all of that. And in the evening they have like a cocktail hour, hors d'oeuvres, where you can socialize with other people who are traveling in the suites class. And that's a really nice perk to have. So you have them on all of the ships that sell suites, but in my opinion the Edge class lounges are better. They're in a better position. They have lovely big windows that face, it's in the front of the ship just below the sun deck, so you've got lovely views out there. It's a nicer space to spend some time, whereas the old Michael's Club's a little bit on the dark side, not very much windows. Yeah, so that's one thing. Now, do you book a suite just because of the lounge? No, you don't. But it is a nice perk to have. You'll find your concierges down there. You don't have to line up at the guest services line in that massive line downstairs. You get to have direct access to a concierge or a guest relations person there in the lounge. They have usually hours in the morning and in the evening where you can ask them your questions, and they'll take care. I had a personal issue where my suitcase was pretty well damaged on the way in from. It was a cruise line issue with Celebrity. They didn't handle it with care, and it was busted. It was broken, so I did have to use the concierge and my personal butler, and between the two of them they were able to get it sorted and give me a new suitcase. So that was nice. So I personally appreciated that. I think I got better service than if I'd just gone down to the guest relations and just been a regular member of the passenger list. I think I got probably just a little better service there. So if you have an issue, it's nice to have that. Now, when it comes to social events, cocktail hours, they do have those in the lounges as well. They don't have them every day, apart from that cocktail hour that's generally from 5 till 8, I guess. It's the time before or after you go for your meal. It's a nice thing to have, but they also have things like silent discos just for suite passengers. They're not particularly well attended, so again, I'm a little bit on the fence about that. But you know what? It's nice to have the lounge. And then when you need it, you appreciate it more. Let's just say that. Now, of course, you get priority boarding, which is beautiful to have. With Celebrity, in most ports, they have an area where you show that you're a suites passenger. They'll whisk you away to this private area where you get privately checked in. Someone is there with an iPad. There's some refreshments, usually some pastries, some nice water, maybe some juice while you wait, which is never very long. And then once you're checked in, they whisk you off, personally escorted through security, and you're usually on the ship pretty fast. I would say 10 to 15 minutes max, the majority of the time. They of course also have priority disembarkation as well, if you want that. Depends on your situation, when you want to get off the ship. And of course, you'll automatically be given that priority. If you don't want it, you can change it to a later time slot, of course, if that suits you better. Now, the sun deck is better on all of the Edge class. The sun deck is only available on all of the Edge class ships, as I mentioned before. The Millennium, the Summit, the Silhouette, and the Equinox, as I do this video. They are not available on the other ships. Edge class ships, as I said, are Apex, Edge, Beyond, Ascent, and the soon-to-be Excel. They all have the sun deck, and the sun deck is worth its weight in gold. It is at the very front of the ship, so it can be windy, but on a beautiful day it is a lovely place to relax. The very comfortable lounges are padded, there is ample sun or shade depending on your needs. There's a small pool on all of the Edge class. There is no pool on the other older ships with the sun deck. They have the hot tubs, but they don't have the pool. Now the pool is not a pool that you can do laps in or anything like that. On the Edge class, it's just somewhere that's nice to sit in. It's kind of more decorative than anything else. It's a very, very small pool, but it is nice to have on the Edge class. There is a small restaurant that is open for lunch on the Edge class ships, and on the older ships you'll have someone come around when lunch hour begins and ask if you want any food. They'll give you the menu, which is very limited. There's usually like a burger, a chicken sandwich, maybe a Caesar salad, and very, I think there was a shrimp cocktail, things like that. The food is elevated from the mast grill, which is the burger restaurant that's available on the pool deck for everyone else on the ship. I always find those to be varying in quality, but the burger was very good up on the retreat sun deck. They'll come around with fruit on a stick, offer you refreshments from time to time while you're lounging. It's a nice thing to have. They have the bar up there, of course. You have roving drinks waiters and waitresses that will come around and ask you if you want a beverage. And of course the premium drinks package is included in the suites, so that of course is a wonderful benefit. You do also get premium Wi-Fi included as well. So when you're doing the math, when you're doing the sums and adding up whether it's worth it to take a sky suite or just a regular veranda on Celebrity, make sure you include the cost that it would be to have the internet and the premium drinks package every day, because that can make a big difference in the price. Now, of course, if you're not one that wants to take advantage of the premium drinks package, the suite may not be as cost effective for you. Now, when it comes to the entry-level suite, which I was in, the Sky Suite, I was on both the Ascent and the Silhouette, and they were quite different. On the Edge class, on the Ascent, I was in an absolutely gorgeous room. The bed faced outwards to the ocean views. The bathroom was behind me. There was a separate WC, a very, very large shower, massive shower, with a tub combination there, but the tub was in like a triangular shape. It was a very nice tub that you could easily stretch out into. Very, very nice. Double sinks, beautiful. You could open up the wall of windows. The wall of mirrors, I should say, and look out and see the sea. You could look out over your bed and towards the sea, and then close it up when you needed the mirrors. It was absolutely beautiful. They have reinstituted butler service for the Sky Suites, which I appreciated because I had need of him. If I hadn't had the issue with the luggage, would I have needed the butler? Probably not. It's nice to have, again, and when you need them, you really do appreciate them. But ultimately, if you're not having any particular issue or problem on the ship, they're really there just to help you with anything that you need. They'll come around with like fruit and cheese plates in the afternoon. They'll bring you a breakfast in the morning, that kind of thing. And it's a nice perk to have, and I'm glad that they reinstituted that, because they did take it away from the Sky Suites for a little while, but they're back. And of course, you have your regular steward there, who's very very good. I didn't find anything different from regular steward service when it comes to the suites. Now, when it comes to food, you have access to a dedicated restaurant just for suite guests. It's called Lumine. And I really enjoyed this because personally I think Celebrity needs to update its menu. For those who have been traveling with Celebrity for a while, you'll know that the menu in the main dining rooms hasn't changed in a while. It needs a little bit of updating. So I really appreciated the different food. The menu is completely different in Lumine. Now, of course, if you don't like anything on the Lumine menu, you can order from the main dining room. And strangely enough, I did see a lot of people just order from a very plain menu, the always available menu, like the salmon, the chicken, the steak. But personally, I think, if you're springing for a retreat and you're getting this gourmet food, why not try something different? I did. I took advantage. Normally, I'm very good at not eating a whole lot on cruises, but on that particular cruise, I kind of went all out, because I thought, well, when am I ever going to be in the suite again? So I kind of maxed out my calories. But I enjoyed every mouthful, guys. It was worth it. The food, the fresh fish, the filet mignon, which was often available even in the lunch hours. Now, of course, breakfast and dinner is available every day. Lunch will only be available on sea days. Other things that you have as perks with Celebrity when you're traveling in a suite: reserved seats in the theatre, and on formal nights your butler will be there to greet you and escort you to the seat, which is a nice little thing that they have there. And the vibe is very high-end, just in general on Celebrity, and you'll find it even more so when you're in a suite. So if you love to be pampered, you'll find that the retreat is kind of your bag. You get priority on tender service, so if you have a lot of tender ports, which means you have to go on those little lifeboats to get off the ship, you'll have priority, so you won't have to wait around. You won't have to go and line up, get a number, and wait your turn. You just go to the lounge, and you'll be personally escorted to a tender. Now, of course, there is complimentary laundry, pressing, dry cleaning while you're on board, which is wonderful to have, especially if you don't have status, where you get those just as a matter of course. Say you've only taken 2 or 3 Celebrity cruises, you will have those upgraded things just like the elites have. So that's lovely to have. What else do we have here? Oh, upgraded amenities, guys, in the bathroom. CO Bigelow, which is lovely. And let's talk about now the difference between Celebrity, which I've listed all of those things, right? Premium drinks, premium Wi-Fi, butlers, outside proper balconies, oversized. Okay, the furniture isn't that great, but it's still an outdoor space. The lounge with the free food, all of that. And the dedicated restaurant Lumine, which is a totally different menu to what's available in the other parts of the ship. Now, if you're wondering about blue is an aqua class feature. You do actually have access to blue if you're in a suite, so that's available to you as well. And let's talk about Holland America, because I was able to go in a Neptune suite as well. I was traveling on the new Statendam which is a newer ship in Europe over the summertime. You get the priority embarkation. You don't get the special suite or anything like that. You just get plonked on a seat and told to wait your turn. It's not really anything special. Is it faster? Negligible, maybe. I've had to wait over an hour personally as a Neptune suite person, so I would give that a big old thumbs down. They need to upgrade that. Celebrity has the lounge there that on embarkation they check you in personally, they escort you through security. You don't get anything like that. You just get a line that just kind of goes a little bit faster, not terribly that much faster. Yeah, they don't have a butler. They do have a lounge, which is small. They do have available food there, which is complimentary in the morning and the afternoon, and the hors d'oeuvre. But the food is comped, but the drinks are not free. There is no drink package with the Neptune suites, okay? Yeah. You also have to pay for Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is not included in a Neptune suite. There is no sun deck. If you want access to what they call the sanctuary or the retreat area on Holland America, you will have to pay extra. That is an extra daily fee. And it is vastly reduced. It's a very small area, and there are not the facilities available as there are on Celebrity. Now, the suites themselves are large. The bathroom is very nice. In the newer ships, there will be a large shower but no tub, double sinks. There will not be a separate WC or toilet area. It will be there in part of the bathroom itself, part of the square footage. It's a nice cabin. Often the balconies will be extra large. There will be nice padded chairs. Sometimes there will be lounges. I had one of those. I paid a little extra to have one of those ones at the back in the aft that wrap around. Huge balcony area with a table, chairs, and 2 lounges. Wonderful to have when you're traveling in a hot climate where you're going to take advantage of the outside area. But beware the Neptune suites at the very, very front of the ship. Those are tiny little balconies, possibly even smaller than the regular verandas available on the ships. The Neptune suite itself will be the same size, but the veranda you'll be disappointed in. Okay, so just make sure that when you book a Neptune suite, if you book a guarantee, you could end up in one of those front ones. They're at the very front of the ship there. And if you look at the deck plans, they're tiny little balconies. I have had one of those before. And while I appreciated the extra space in the cabin, I was extremely disappointed with the size of the balcony. So there's not a dedicated restaurant on most of the Holland America ships. On the older ones, you'll just have a separate area in the main dining room. And on the newer ships like the New Statendam, the Koningsdam, and the Rotterdam, they will have the Club Orange. Now, the Club Orange is available to suite guests, but it's also available to anyone who wants to pay the upgrade. So it's not that big of a deal, and there's usually only one extra dish each night that's different from what's on the main dining room. So you're getting the same food as what's in the main dining room, except for one dish, which you may or may not like. The service is very good in Club Orange. It's very nice, but it's certainly not worth getting a suite just for that, because you can pay for that without getting a suite. Okay, so yeah, it's not that special. There are no reserved seats in the theatre. You will get priority on the tender boats. There is free laundry and pressing, and dry cleaning. So again, if you don't have status on Holland America, those are available to you as a suite guest. And when it comes to the vibe, I would say you either love Holland America or you hate it. Certainly, if you're thinking of trying Holland America for the first time, I would not book a Neptune suite. I would book a shorter cruise in a less expensive cabin, just to make sure that you like the vibe, because the celebrity vibe is somewhat younger, it's hipper, it's more, I want to say, globally inclusive. You'll get a lot of people from different cultures, nationalities, all kinds of walks of life. On Holland America, it tends to be a little bit more samey. People who have been traveling with Holland America for a very, very long time. Depending on the length of the cruise, the age gap will be wide. Like on the shorter cruises on Holland America, you'll find more of a variety of ages and ethnicities. On the longer cruises, you generally find they tend to be older white people. So not necessarily a good or bad thing, that's just your personal preference, your choice. So the vibe is very different. It tends to be older and more traditional on Holland America, and probably a little bit more of a party, or I just want to say hipper, high energy vibe on celebrity there. It's more like of a high-end resort, whereas Holland America is more of like a very traditional, very much a cruising crowd, people who are very, very into cruising. Me, I personally love Holland America. I do, because I love the cruising. I love a ship to be a ship. I do. So I like that, and I continue to travel with Holland America because of that. I think their food is elevated. It's very good. Everything, though, that I like about Holland America can be found in just a traditional regular cabin. I don't feel that the value is there in terms of Neptune suites. It's just really some extra space, a bigger bathroom, a concierge that may or may not be of help to you, depending on what happens to you on the cruise. When something happens, you appreciate them. When you're just having a great time and nothing really untoward is happening, you think, why do I have this concierge? It's just someone to say hello to every day. That's kind of how I feel about that. So, with that being said, guys, I mean, it's night and day. Well, one other thing I forgot to mention is on the celebrity retreat sun decks, I even got a pair of free sunglasses that were retreat branded. There is sunscreen up there to use. Even on port days, I'd pop up there, lather up with the sunscreen rather than use my own. So, just little things like that. It's the little things that make a huge difference. So I hope that I've helped you decide in terms of whether it's worth for you to get a celebrity retreat suite or a Holland America Neptune suite. It's up to you guys. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what your personal experiences are in traveling in these classes. Let me know your questions. If there's something I haven't covered here, please do let me know. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to press that like button. Share me on your social media. Please do subscribe. I'll be putting out these videos very regularly. And bye for now.